day, Bernard's dad was very surprised at what he found in his front garden.
Where on earth have all those wretched gnomes come from?
I bought them in a car boot sale. I think they're rather sweet.
Do you?
That morning, the telephone had gone on the blink, and they were expecting an engineer to call at any time to fix it. Unfortunately, Bernard's parents had to go shopping, which meant that Bernard had to stay in and wait for him.
But I wanted to play football.
You can play football later.
But it's dead boring just sitting around and waiting.
You could try tidying your bedroom, Bernard.
Ah, yes, now that would be a first.
Bernard decided to do as he was told.
And anyway, it's already tidy.
Suddenly, Bernard heard a car stopping outside. He was delighted. If this was the telephone engineer, he might get to play football after all. To Bernard's disappointment, it wasn't the engineer, though. It was just a couple of window cleaners.
Right, this one.
Bernard thought they were window cleaners, until he heard the window being opened in the room next door. And realised that they weren't here to clean the windows, they were burglars. A moment later, Bernard heard someone going downstairs. Opening the front door.
Come on, what kept you?
His first thought was to use the phone in his parents' room to dial 999. But then how could he? The phone wasn't working. It was then that Bernard realised that if he was going to stop the men from robbing his house, he was going to have to cope on his own. And it's at times like this, of course, when having a watch that can make time stand still can come in very handy.
Right, Teddy boy, you take the holder and see what's on offer upstairs. I'll start clearing that down here, all right?
But not if I can help it, thought Bernard. It was the sight of the holdall the men had brought with them that gave Bernard his first good idea.
What's the matter with you?
Just nearly put my shoulder out, that's what. What have you got in here, Uncle George? The kitchen sink?
It's empty. I cleared it out before we left home.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I'll never put none of that in here.
Well, obviously somebody did.
Yes, and it wasn't me. So stop messing about and get on with it. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Bernard's first trick with the stones had worked brilliantly. Now it was time to try something else. Meanwhile, upstairs, young Ted thought it was his birthday.
It's your birthday, Teddy boy.
Like his dad, Bernard didn't think much of his mum's garden gnomes either. But you had to admit, they came in very useful sometimes.
Hey?
By now, Ted was a very badly shaken young burglar. Could it be the bedroom was haunted by garden gnomes? And even more alarming, who on earth had written "Hi, Teddy" on the dressing room mirror? By this time, Bernard really was beginning to enjoy himself. This was even more fun than playing football. Teddy now got an even nastier shock. Not only had the gnomes vanished, but the message on the mirror had changed from "Hi, Teddy" to "Bye, Teddy." Teddy decided that it was definitely time to leave. But it seemed suddenly, though, that there was just no escape from the terrible gnomes.
Oh, Pucker. Dodge!
George had a terrible fright when somebody knocked on the window.
What are you doing out there?
What on earth was Teddy doing outside? He was supposed to be upstairs.
What are you doing out here?
Quick, Uncle George, close the door.
God, what is the matter with you?
It's them.
Them?
The garden gnomes are everywhere out there.
Yes, well, of course they are. They're famous for being found in gardens. Are garden gnomes.
Only you don't understand. They're not ordinary gnomes. They disappear and reappear before your very eyes. And not only that, they write messages in lipstick on bedroom mirrors.
Have you been drinking?
No,
Right then. Get up there and get the bag.
not me, Uncle George.
Right. Stay here. Gnomes. I'll give him gnomes. Here. Go and sit in the van.
Young Ted had obviously had more than enough. In fact, after what had happened to him, Bernard doubted if he'd ever break into another house again. But George was obviously a much tougher nut to crack. And Bernard realised that he was just going to have to let the police deal with him. Fortunately, there was a telephone box just at the end of their street.
I'd like to report a burglary, please.
Bernard knew the police would be at his house within minutes, but that still gave him plenty of time to teach George a lesson as well. There was just one thing he needed to do first to make quite sure the robbers didn't make a quick getaway. That done, it was time now for Bernard to send his gnomes into action again.
did you lot come from? Get the bag. It was there. Young Teddy was right. This place is haunted.
George decided to get out while the going was good, but where had his hold all gone?
This way.
George couldn't believe the holdall was back.
I've got to get my eyes checked.
Surely it was much heavier than this a moment ago.
Oh no. No. Stop eating! Come on, go!
I ain't got the keys!
What do you mean you ain't got the
I
keys?
ain't got the keys!
You must have the keys!
You must have the keys!
I just gave them to you! Now look for them!
Uncle! It's the police!
Come here.
Too young.
By the time Bernard's parents got back from the shops, the excitement was all over, and the two burglars had been driven off to the local police station in handcuffs.
Did the man come about the telephone, Bernard?
Yes, all fixed.
Did anyone else call?
Well, we had a couple of visitors, actually. Yes!